talking about numbers in Python. So numbers are key concepts of any program. I can't think of any software program that doesn't use numbers. In Python, you can use Python programming, but Python programming language as a calculator to solve problems that you come across in Python. So let me demonstrate this by solving simple math problem, or solving simple math problem with mathematical operations in Python. So let's start with addition. So let's say I've been asked to add two numbers, 12 and 34. So you just plain 12 plus 34. When you do this, you have your 46. So move to the next. Let's say I've been asked to subtract a number from another number. Let's say I've been asked to subtract 3 from 4. When we say 3 minus 4, you have a -1. Let's say you're being asked to do division. So in division, it's 3 divided by 4. Okay, and you have 0.5. So continuously in the video, I'll tell you people what they refer to this 0.75 hours, and then 3 and 400 of it. So moving on to multiplication. Let's say I've been asked to multiply two numbers. Let's say I've been asked to multiply 4 by 5. So in this, you're going to use the star sign for it. It's going to be 4 times 5. Then you run this, you have 20. So let's say you want to solve a question whereby you want to know the remainder the remainder in this question. Let's say I've been given an odd number, 11. I have to divide it by 2. Now I'm looking for the remainder, of which if you solve it, you're going to have 1, because it's going to be 5, which is 10, and remainder 1. So you're going to have 11. So for remainder, we use percent. Mathematical operator in Python that you use to calculate remainder is the percent sign. So when you do this, you solve this, you're going to have remainder 1. So now let's say I've been asked to find the power of a number. Let's say I've been asked to find 2 raised to the power of 3, 5 raised to the power of 7. In this, you're going to use the double star. So you have 2 star star and 3. When you solve this, you should have 9. I'm seeing 8. Let's do this again. Okay, sorry, yeah, 8. Sorry, I had in mind to do 3 raised to the power of 2. So okay, let me do that for the next. 3 raised to the power of 2. Sorry, 3 double star 1 2. When you do this, you have 9. To solve many other questions, and I'm just giving you an intro to how numbers work in Python. So moving on, in number manipulation, any Python programming that you're doing, you need to create a variable for these numbers, to store these numbers in them. So when you're going to do this mathematical operation, you will do mathematical operations on these variables. So in text, this is what I mean. So let me do this. This is what I mean in text. I'm writing. You will use certain variables. Okay. Let me go to the next. Okay. Let me make it bold. Okay. Let's see. This to be this. So you will use certain variables to store these numbers and perform your mathematical operations on them. So here I've been given a problem. You're driving from point A to another point B, and then going to C. You want to know how much distance you'll be traveling in total. So this is what I mean. From point A to B, we need a distance for us to calculate to solve this problem. So let's give this distance, this variable. Let's say A underscore B. Okay, A underscore B. Okay. Yes, A underscore B. Then we assign it to this distance. Let's say our distance is 188. Then move to the next, which is from point B to C. let's say from point B to C is 247. So now we're being asked to calculate the total distance. So calculating the total distance is when you add point AB plus point BC. You want to get the total distance. So if you don't want to just in Python, you're going to be solving on these variables, not on the numbers but on the variables itself, because mostly that's how it's been done in Python. So now we have total distance. So let's see, total is underscore distance is equals to, so we have A underscore B in space plus B underscore C. So you come down, then you write down which is total distance, and you write that down. Total distance, it should pop up here. Look for suggestions. Then when you run this, you're getting 430. Add distance from AB plus distance from BC, you're going to get a total distance. So let's say you want to convert, you want to know the total time it will take you for this whole journey. Let's say we are going to let's say we're going to ignore factors like roadblocks, hold-ups, to stop and refill your tank, get food or something or whatever. Let's say like you just like a Tesla running on solar or on the solar panel road, constantly charging. You don't need to stop or anything. So let's say you just want to calculate the total time it will take for you to complete this journey. So now first we will need is the constant speed you are using, which is mph. So let's say your mph is 65. So now we're trying to calculate time. So to calculate time, the formula to calculate time actually is distance all over speed. So we're going to say total distance, then we divide it by speed. So I didn't put an equal sign here, that's why we're having that error. So this we're going to have time. Do this. So this you're going to have 6 points, this blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. So in Python we refer to these numbers as floating numbers because they have decimals and they're mostly in form of, when you try to convert them, you could have them in form of fractions, but these are called floating numbers, while these 435 are referred to as integers in Python. So we have two types of numbers in Python. We have the floating numbers and we have the integers. The integers are whole numbers, while the floating numbers are decimals, or sometimes they are fractions. So moving on, let's say you do not want your answer to be in this long format. Let's say you want your answer to be in a lesser, let's say you want to round up your answer to should I say 2 decimal, to 2 decimal place. So you're going to do this in Python. We have a mathematical operator that we use to round up numbers. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have round, then you open a bracket. In this bracket, your first argument should be time. Then, because this is what you want it to work on, then you put to the number of places you want it to round it up to. So you're just going to see here, you say round up your number to a given precision in decimal digits, and so for this, okay, so the time here, actually the time is in capital letter. So you have time, yes, so you have it here. So when you do this, add up your time to 2 decimal place, you see you have 6.69. Let's say you want to round it up to 3 decimal place, so we have round open bracket, we have time 3 decimal place, you have it to 3 decimal place. When you solve this, you have 6.92 as your answer. So just to summarize what I've been been saying currently, you can do all basic math operations in Python using these operator signs. Also, talk about the two important integers, two important types of numbers, which is the integer and then the float number. So let me show you this problem. If so let's say you have this question, you're being asked to do 10 plus 2 star 3. So let's say 10 plus 2 star 3. So I'm being asked to solve this. Okay, I use 10 plus 2 star 3. So for this, when you solve this question, on your book, we believe it's going to give you, let's say we solve it directly. So this is just saying 10 plus 2 is equals to 12, and then 12 times 3 is going to give us 36, right? I think, yeah, 36. But in Python, what Python uses is the PEDMAS, which is PEDMAS, just like BODMAS, but it uses PEDMAS. So when you solve this, you should be getting 16. So what did he do here? So he did 2 times 3, which is 6, and then added it to 10. But when you want you to solve it individually, you want you to solve it separately, so these are going to write it down. So you're going to be having 10. So you're going to be having brackets 10 plus 2, then you put your star sign 3. When you solve this, you should be having your 36. Yeah. So thank you.